Supply chains are being impacted by transformational forces. These forces are very disruptive, but they're also serving up all kinds of amazing opportunities. The world in which we lived was once a fairly predictable place to do business. It's not that way anymore. The Web 2.0 comet has struck, and in today's connected world, new types of technology, businesses, and networks are quickly separating the mammals from the dinosaurs. There are three unstoppable forces that are transforming everything, and it's not so much the impact of any of these forces independently that is so significant. It's the fact that they're combining in such a way to completely change the playing field on which companies operate. The first force is convergent technology, where the functionality of multiple devices is now being artfully combined into smaller and more powerful products and applications that can be used anywhere and at any time. The iPhone is a great example of this, but so is 3D printing. Not only will convergent technology change the way things are designed and manufactured, but new devices are revolutionizing the way information is collected and leveraged. A new era of big data has arrived. An ever-expanding wealth of information is being used to organize things in ever more efficient ways. Companies are using data not just to improve products and services, but to anticipate and predict things before they even happen. This phenomenon is driving organizations to ask, how can we do things better and faster than we've ever done them before? This leads us to a second force, business velocity. Companies are striving to make decisions and deliver results more quickly and with greater accuracy than ever before. The third force is one that we're all familiar with, globalization. Communication costs have become so cheap that it's as easy to do business with someone halfway around the world as it is the company in your own backyard. Because of these forces, it's a lot easier for a new market entrant to seriously disrupt a large incumbent's business than it ever has been. You can either ignore these forces or you can take advantage of them. So let's talk about what some of the leading companies in our industry are doing in relation to their supply chains to take advantage of some of these forces. In 1995, a little online book company named Amazon made its debut with $500,000 in annual sales. Within 20 years, large established incumbents were in bankruptcy, and scores of other independent booksellers were closing their doors. In 1998, Amazon started expanding beyond books and getting into other industries: music, consumer electronics, kitchen appliances, cameras, apparel, food, sporting goods, jewelry, shoes, office supplies, tires, auto parts, e-readers, and then, in 2012, you guessed it, metals. On the day that Amazon launched Amazon Supply, the company's share price jumped $32 a share. Did you ever think that what started as an online book company 20 years ago would one day morph into a company that competes in the metals and industrial supply business? I'm sharing this to make a simple point, and that is that no matter what you do, you've probably got a target on your back. Companies you may have never considered to be legitimate competitors may be gunning for your business. You know, what's more, it's not just competitors that you need to think about. It's customers. Let's take a look at what some of the leading companies in the industry are doing today, particularly as it relates to getting on this big data bandwagon. Take, for instance, companies like Boeing, General Electric, John Deere, and Caterpillar. These companies are leveraging information to increase their business velocity and effectively shrink the world in which they do business. They're learning to identify what types and quantities of raw materials are being used in what parts and which suppliers are making those parts. What raw material, component parts, and chemicals are being purchased and from whom. What subcontracting relationships exist in and among their Tier 1, 2, and 3 suppliers, and how efficiently are those relationships structured? How do part attributes match up to supplier capabilities? What's the market price for certain materials? And how does their price stack up to the prices being paid by others? The big question that every company needs to be asking themselves today is, have I positioned myself to succeed in this constantly changing environment? Am I leveraging technology and big data to anticipate the future rather than simply react to it? Dinosaurs that once ruled the world disappeared because they were unable to adapt to the environment around them. This is not unlike the once unstoppable companies that most of us grew up with. Blockbuster, GM, Atari, Kodak, Palm, Circuit City, and the list goes on. You know, one thing's for certain. The future around the corner may look nothing like the present. And the only question is, what are you going to do about it?